Title: My wife cheated with her boss, and this is how I exposed her. She chose to end our marriage to pursue a relationship with a married man. I snapped and threatened both their jobs, saying I would reveal everything to his entire family. He hasn't told them, and in return, he threatened me physically, but that didn't faze me. I spent 3 hours talking to the other man's wife, who appreciated my honesty. Hey everyone! We are back with another story today. As you can see from the title, let's get into the nitty-gritty. My wife confessed to cheating on Black Friday after I started asking the right questions. It starts with my wife and me. We've been married for 2.5 years. This is the second marriage for both of us. We met and began dating 6.5 years ago, right after our own divorces, mine after 32 years and hers after 22 years. A couple of extra details: my divorce wasn't my decision, and there was no infidelity involved on my side. Her divorce was due to her ex's infidelity. When she was a teenager, she discovered her mother was cheating on her father, though her parents reconciled eventually. During our relationship, we were aware of each other's past traumas and worked hard to help each other heal. We even referred to each other as soulmates. In the weeks leading up to the revelation, she had expressed dissatisfaction with our relationship. I suggested couples therapy, and she agreed, which led to some improvement in our communication, but no significant changes. About a week later, I began noticing little clues and directly asked if she was having an affair with her coworker. She admitted it, confessing she was in love with him. Apparently, she never really considered ending things with him. She strung me along under the guise of being confused and struggling. Only 2 days ago, when I asked if her affair partner worried she'd leave him, she had to admit he never did. So now it's over. She hasn't been open about anything, and I've had to dig for all the details. If I hadn't asked the right questions, I still wouldn't know anything. I never knew how dishonest she could be, and it has me questioning our entire relationship. I've felt emotionally suffocated through all of this. I had hoped for reconciliation, something to work towards, but that hope is now gone. I refuse to dwell on it any longer. I was looking for relief, but instead, I've just added more sadness to my already complex emotions. We both have messed up pasts and agreed to do better this time. There are no kids, no shared assets, and no debts. I realize I may never understand why this happened, but I'm a reader and a fixer. I'd appreciate resources on how to separate in the healthiest way possible and possibly find forgiveness down the line. If I left anything out or if you need clarification, let me know. Talking about it might help. It's clear you both have been married before, and your divorce wasn't your decision. There was no cheating involved on your part, while her divorce stemmed from infidelity. Regardless, you both decided to try marriage again. The success rate for second marriages is notoriously low, and the chances of divorce are even higher than the first time around. Fortunately, there are no kids involved, which makes this process somewhat easier. Now it's time for you to move on. Clearly, the second marriage didn't work out. I hope you don't make the same mistake again. As for updates on your situation, let's hope he doesn't stick around her. Like you said, she would never have confessed unless you pressed her for the truth. Now she's in love with this other man, which is not someone you should stay married to. Let's check out some comments on this. One person suggested going gray rock with her, setting boundaries and enforcing consequences for crossing them. She has decided she no longer needs you, so don't delay the natural consequences of her choices. Others noted the importance of allowing yourself to feel and process all the emotions, whether they're negative or positive, and that it's okay to take as much time as you need to move on. Another comment highlighted how shocking it is that people often work hard to maintain a relationship with serial cheaters, like survivors of a shipwreck trying to salvage cutlery while drowning. Focus on saving yourself. You mentioned that you tend to prioritize others' needs over your own, so remember that it's okay to take care of yourself. There's no rush to forgive her, and even if you do, she shouldn't receive any more consideration than a complete stranger. Now onto the updates. So, the day after Thanksgiving was when everything blew up? My wife has been having an affair with a married coworker for 3 years. I was hoping for restoration, but she misled me into thinking she was undecided. Just the other day, she asked if she could go on a short trip with him to pick up a kitten for his wife while his wife was working. I lost it and threatened both their jobs and said I'd expose them to his family. He hadn't told them about the affair, and he physically threatened me, but I didn't care. It felt liberating to turn the tables and let them know they don't control this narrative. My wife barely spoke a word all day after I confronted her. I made it clear that while I wouldn't act on my threats right away, someone might in the future. They made their choices, and it was a wake-up call for both of them. I had been a saint until pushed too far. Now for another update. I spent 3 hours talking to the other man's wife, and she was grateful for the honesty. Let's check out the comments again. One commenter encouraged you to tell the other man's wife because it's the right thing to do, not as a threat. Another shared how the spouse of their ex-husband's affair partner had approached them, expressing gratitude for the courage it took to speak out. Someone raised an interesting point. How would you feel if the other man's wife found out and didn't tell you? It's the ethical thing to inform her, as she's just as much a victim in this situation. And have you had yourself checked for STIs? Let's see what else he has to say in another update. Okay, update. My cheating wife is threatening to file a restraining order against me because I keep calling her out on her lies. The day after Thanksgiving was when I learned about her affair. We've been married for 2.5 years, and I stayed in her house until January 12th. She has chosen to divorce me to be with her coworker. Last Saturday, I found out she was spending the night with him out of town. I confronted her via text and she denied it. Not believing her, I reached out to his wife and my adult stepchildren. This caused quite a blow-up. Now she's texting me, saying that if I contact her, him, or his wife again, she will seek a restraining order. There has been no violence involved, just me confronting her about her deceit. To give more context, he's her boss. I haven't contacted his workplace or his adult children yet. I'm furious and have considered calling the company but haven't done so because I don't want her to lose her job. She's already blaming me for the issues by revealing her affair. Let's see what others are saying. One commenter suggested to keep your mouth shut until the divorce is finalized and to practice indifference. Another mentioned calling her boss's superior, emphasizing that you are right and she is wrong. Everyone wants to see the truth come out, but indulging in revenge isn't productive and only makes the divorce messier, potentially costing you more in legal fees. Remember to be careful about her job situation. You wouldn't want her to get fired, which could lead to a large alimony payment from you due to her lack of income. Once the divorce is settled, feel free to act however you want, but don't harm yourself seeking revenge. To sum it up, be aware that her threats are likely empty. It's not how restraining orders typically work. I'd advise contacting everyone you need to today. As usual. Let me know what you think about this crazy situation. He abandoned them and even contacted the other man's wife, something people are usually hesitant to do. Let me know what you think in the comments and I'll see you all next time.